Hello, friends. Welcome to another session, a meet and greet from SciArtsRUs and actually also Artablities for all as part of the cross-culture recitals, that we've been doing as part of the cross-culture concerts. Today, we are very excited to have Desire from Africa, actually from Uganda specifically. Tereke Kenneth Desire is a Ugandan-born passionate choreographer, dancer, street theater artist, and performer, and also an inclusive arts practitioner. Actually, we met Desire back in December, through my friend Lakshmi, who had put us in touch with Desire's dance group, as part of the inclusive dance that we wanted to feature in our Wings Unlimited, festival in December, as part of the International Day of Disabled People. And we're very happy to have Desire back again in SciArtsRUs for the cross-culture recitals. So Desire actually possesses a strong sense of rhythm, a feeling for music, and the creative ability to express himself through movement. And his skills and experience in choreography for creating movement makes a good deal of very good entertainment. And one of the things that we really, connected with Desire about is that his personal artistic goals are also committed to social causes. So, he makes a lot of awareness around several different causes, including, the idea of inclusive arts, including different people of varying abilities. And over time, dance and the arts has not simply become his passion, but also his identity. And Desire founded the dance company, the Yutta Convicts, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, Desire, dance company. Okay. With a few like-minded people that promote inclusive arts. And this includes Unseen Dreams, the Inclusive Dance Arts Festival, the blind, the deaf, the disabled, and the marginalized. HIV victims, cancer victims are all the heroes of this festival. And that festival is one of a kind in Uganda, and it's gaining a lot of momentum. Desire, your bio is so extensive, I don't think I can do justice, but what I want to say is Desire has worked with a lot of choreographers around the world, the United States, Russia, South Africa, and many, many more. He's also one of the founding members of Dance Revolution East Africa, an umbrella organization that gives a platform for upcoming and professional contemporary dancers. He has worked a lot with dance companies as a choreographer and a dancer, made many, many productions. 15 professional dance pieces have been created. And through his work, he has been able to communicate and tackle many issues that affect the community socially and politically. And he has been a voice to the people who cannot have a voice, including the disabled. Desire, so happy to have you and your team today. Thank you for joining us. How are you doing?
I'm doing fine. I'm doing wonderful.
Yeah, very excited to have you again, right? And today we have Maureen and Debbie. I'd like to turn it over to you, Desire, to introduce Debbie and Maureen. And we'd like to learn a little bit more about, the Yutta Dance Company and all the work you've been doing.
Thank you very much. On the team today, we have Debbie. Debbie is one of our members of the Yutta Dance Company, and she's also one of the local coordinators for the Unseen Dreams Inclusive Dance Arts Festival. So while here, she coordinates all our members. And then we have Maureen. Maureen is a performer, a strong performer, and she's a dancer. And she's a dancer who has different abilities. Yeah. So,
hi, Maureen. I guess we'll just have to have them unmute.
Yes. So that's Maureen and Debbie who are joining us today. Hey. Some of our members couldn't do because of the inter-district lockdown, and where the districts are in, they don't have which they are locked in. I think there's trouble with internet.
Correct.
So that's why they couldn't join us, but it's a very big team.
I know you have an amazingly large team, and We are so happy to have gotten in touch with you, Desire. I think what you're doing is incredible, providing, not just a platform for art in general for upcoming performers, but the idea of including artists of varying abilities, to us, that is just incredible. Tell us a little more about how you started this effort and, the artists that are in the dance company.
Well, about Unseen Dreams and how we started it came from a workshop, and having worked with
Sorry, you got there. You have to unmute.
okay.
Yeah, there you go.
Yes, about Unseen Dreams and working with people with different abilities. It started as we were in a workshop where I met this young girl who had aspirations of becoming a model and a professional dancer. Her name is called Olivia, but she was involved in an accident and she lost her limbs, and part of her face also got fractured. So that held her back, and she thought that she could no longer she could no longer do what? She could no longer be part of she could no longer pursue her dreams. So in the interactions that we had with her, I noticed that she was talented and her talent needed just training. So I decided to go to her school, the school for the physically handicapped, that is Campus School for the physically handicapped, to give her more training. And there I met more other members who had different challenges, but they loved art, but they didn't have a platform and they didn't have someone who believed in them that they could do the art. So I started training them. And in the process of training them, I learned that there are also other people who have other challenges apart from the physical challenges. Then as a dancer and a choreographer, I decided to challenge myself and find out, how do I work with these people who can't hear? How do I work with people who can't see? How do I work with people who have a learning disability? How do I work with the mentors? So I wanted to challenge myself as well as a dancer. So I went to different organizations and then I started teaching them one by one. And in the process, I discovered that they were very talented. There's some who were talented, but they were just not given that opportunity. So I went back and talked to my team, the main dancers that we had in our company, and I shared with them about what was happening. And because as one person going to so many schools, I needed some help for them to go into some of those schools. So they accepted the idea and everyone was willing to also challenge themselves. Wow. So we discovered we were doing a lot of good work in those schools, but then we are not showing it anywhere. That's how we started a festival, and so we're like, why don't we bring them together and also try to encourage other people, other professionals to join them, like in the performances. So we started the festival, the Unseen Dreams Festival. We started with about 5 schools. Excellent. And right now we have about 20 organizations that join us annually. Wonderful. So we are very happy, yeah.
Oh, such an inspiring effort, Desire. And just to give an idea to folks that are tuned in, having an inclusive dance platform like this is pretty unique and very rare. I think, this is something for all of us to learn, to figure out a way to, create an inclusive environment. And when we started Artablities, initially, we wanted to your point, Desire, we realized that there's a lot of differently abled artists, including folks with severe disability who are very good artists, not just performing artists, also visual artists, right? And we wanted to give this exclusive platform for differently abled artists. But I think going forward, fast forward, we're here now 7-8 months from now, and we've realized that we need to start getting inclusive, that while we're featuring and giving preference to folks with different abilities and art abilities, we're also now featuring them with regular artists, like able-bodied artists. And which is why
Yes.
I think your participation right now in the cross-culture recitals makes so much sense. And,
Yes.
in addition to exploring the cross culture in Uganda, you are featuring different artists in the platform. So tell us a little bit more, if you don't mind, about to the audience about, the culture of Uganda, a little about the, how it's different in different parts of the world and sort of what your thought process was for the performance on SciArtsRUs.
Well, about our culture is quite diverse. We have about 52 tribes.
Wow.
Each
Okay.
tribe is unique in its own different way, which makes it very, very diverse. So we are a diverse country with diverse cultures, and but we normally separate in about five regions: west, 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 west. Sorry, there's been a small tremor here, more like a earthquake. That's why the
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
just
So
now?
that's why yeah, right now.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, right
You
now.
have a real
Yeah,
time
so that's why
earthquake
I'm
as
like
you're
this.
talking, really?
Yeah,
Wow.
yes, but we have north, west, east, central, and south. Like there are different cultures within there, and each culture is different. We have about 52 tribes, and each tribe has their own. Each tribe has about a number of dances. So that is what makes it very unique. For this culture, for the performance we created, we worked with a team called Sosolia Undugu Dance Academy, which is one of our partners, one of the people we work with, and one of the people I personally trained there.
Oh, wow. Okay.
It's yeah, so this team is vulnerable. Some of the kids are vulnerable, they're disadvantaged. So that's why we work with them.
Okay.
And for them, they believe in using dance to reach out. So it's to reach out to the communities, and they advocate for the SDGs. So we found it very important to work with them. And so the dances you're going to see that we created are embodied between some of the main cultures that are presented, like some of the regions,
Yeah.
like West Nile, Central Uganda, Southwestern, Northwestern. So most of the dances are from there.
I see.
And each dance has its own unique story, by the way it was created, how it was created. Yeah, has a different unique story.
And in addition to that, you have also explored non-Ugandan dance, like sort of contemporary
Yes,
dance
yes.
as well, right? So, I mean, I think, audience, this is going to be a very, very unique, one of a kind performance. And I think, your support to this will be helpful on so many levels. Besides the support on the cross culture, I think the inclusive aspect of this, I think we all need to embrace this. And I think Yutta Dance Company is definitely, you are like a trailblazer in this, in the sense that I personally haven't come across many different organizations to to this extent, including people of varying disabilities. And I think the support from our audience means a lot. Thank you so much, Desire. Is there something you would like to tell our audience, share about how people can support these types of initiatives going forward? We would love to do something like this in the United States, through Artablities and SciArtsRUs, and I know this is our second collaboration now, and, we look forward to more, but what would you like to tell our audience to help support and, do more of these inclusive arts?
Thank you very much. Actually, one of our major challenges is like platform. Like here, we have one major national theater, one theater. So it's quite a challenge that we don't get time like now when it comes to things like rehearsals and what, we have a major problem of space. So even when we want to bring them all together, like so that they continuously work, because our main aim is that whoever comes through, we want them to become strong artists, and so that they can take it on as a profession. But because of one of that, the space is is one of our biggest limitations. We only have one theater, and we don't have other spaces of rehearsals and what, so it limits us. So if we have people who are there and willing to support us, maybe create other spaces too. We thank you for giving us a platform, because it has been one of the other challenges. Like apart from our festival, where do we also showcase our arts? Because we want them to also be part of the world.
Exactly, exactly.
Happening in
I think you're breaking up a little bit, Desire.
it and be part of the world, so that they don't feel left out of the world. And so when you
Absolutely.
give us such a platform, we believe that it's helping us. But also if there are other people who have other platforms just like this, where different people with different abilities can showcase their arts, and so that they can be taken on with the world, then that would be good. I think for us,
Absolutely.
those are the major key aspects. Maybe Maureen would can add on as a performer who has maybe a different ability. Maybe she can tell us
Yeah. If
something.
Maureen, if you can share your thoughts with us as well. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Desire and Rajin. Yeah, as I said, I'm Maureen Kalonji. Some of the challenges we are facing as people with disability in art, one is accessibility.
Right.
For example, what Desire said, we have only one theater in Uganda, which is well known as National Theater. And if you see the accessibility of that theater, it's not as good as it's supposed to be. Then even other places where we do our rehearsals, because we normally do our rehearsals so that you bring out something which is perfect. You find that some places, some space which you can get is somehow upstairs. You have to climb. Now, if I'm a person with a wheelchair, I can't access that. Another thing is attitude, because I'm seeing people of Uganda so far haven't embraced contemporary dance, haven't embraced what we call seeing people with disability dancing. They take it for granted, because I work with Desire as a performer, but I also come from an organization called, a dance company called Splash Dance Company.
That's right.
And when we do perform, we have selected people we perform for, because they know they embrace our dance.
Right. Right.
But you may find other people they want you to go there, dance for them for free, of which I've put in my time.
Right.
I'm taking as art as an employment for myself. At the end, you end up seeing people like, no, that's a simple thing. They take it for granted.
Right.
They want to invite you. You go perform for free, of which I don't think is good for us as artists, because when we go into those different arts, when we enter into art industry, we expect to be paid back.
Correct.
Another thing that we are lacking some way of inclusion. What do I mean by that? There is a way of, we need to get a way of coordinating all people of different abilities. Because so far, I've seen Desire who has tried to engage all people of different abilities, but others are being left out, like people with autism, people with Down syndrome, people who have hearing impairment, who have visual impairment, and dance, people see dance as a perfect thing. yet it's about enjoying. Because I can have a visual impairment, but I can do something which is good, which can attract, which can send a message to the community.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Actually,
Yes.
sorry to interrupt, Maureen. When you talked about the visual impaired and hearing impaired artists, I just wanted to quickly add one thing. When we did the Wings Unlimited event in December last year from India, we featured a school of visually impaired dancers. The teacher taught the visually impaired dancers Indian classical dance by touch, and they danced so well, and their potential was completely unleashed. And similarly, we had a group from Rwanda, the hearing impaired dancers, who danced to the beat. Although they couldn't hear, they could see the beat and they danced. So I think somehow we need to figure out a way to learn from these different folks and spread this message, to your point, so people can embrace that more in all parts of the world, including, of course, Uganda.
Oh yeah.
That's true.
No, I think these are some very valuable points, Maureen. Thank you for bringing this up, because I think everyone who's tuning in has to think about this. And I think we can figure out a way to do this. That, this is our second collaboration with Desire, like I'm saying, or hopefully going forward, we could do more of these, and we on our part can provide an international stage to the best of our ability. Debbie, do you have something that you'd like to say today? Yeah, I think you have to unmute yourself.
I think most has been said. It's been wonderful hearing from you, from Desire and Maureen, and I just want to add a little bit. Having coordinated the Unseen Rooms for over 4 years, I've seen a lot from the dancers, the trainers, and the spaces where we work from, the schools, the organizations. One of the challenges I've faced as a coordinator is facilitation. So you have this school, they're ready to receive you, but then you don't have what to give the dancers, the trainers. As a company, we don't have really a main source of income. We base on funding from ourselves and from a few people who support us. So sometimes you don't even have transport to facilitate this person to go to a school to train. Sometimes we really lack transport to even get these schools to a space where they can perform. So that has been my major challenge so far. But so far it's been a experience for me working with the different people with different abilities, and it's been amazing, and I'm happy to be here.
Thank you, Debbie, for saying that. I think
Hello?
Yeah, are you able to hear?
Hello?
Yeah, we can hear you. We can hear you. Can you hear us? Yeah, we are able to hear you. Yes.
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, thank you
for me, that's it.
Yeah. Thank you. Apologies, audience. There's a little spotty internet from Uganda over there. But no, thank you, Debbie. We definitely got that message. I think, the funding, paying the artists, the accessibility in the theater, the need to have more theater space, and then the need to have a more global platform, and the need to include folks with varying abilities. And I think we lost I'm sorry, forget your Maureen. I think we just lost her, maybe because of internet connectivity. Like she was saying, certain other folks with other abilities have to also be included, including folks with autism and so on. So I think there's a lot of work to be done, Desire, and we can definitely talk about how to, make this a more scalable venture and what we can do to help. But you know, for the
Yes,
audience, you know, we definitely want to encourage you all to tune into these beautiful dance performances that Desire has helped produce, and you know, he's going to be featuring all these artists from different parts of Uganda, and they're also going to present some cross-cultural pieces. And please remember that this is a company that's integrating a cause with the art very, very closely, and anything you can do to help the dance company, you know, if you want to reach out to them directly or through SciArtsRUs, we're happy to put you in touch and figure out a way we can help. And you know, even this production, if there's anything you can do to help us out with, it would be valuable. Thank you so much, Desire, for again collaborating with us this time, and we look forward to future collaborations as well. You know, if, any final thoughts you'd like to share, Desire, before we sign off?
Just to thank you for the platform. Because bringing these artists on a global platform is important. I think we need to fight these challenges of inclusivity as a global thing, not as limited to different countries. I think we need to wholesomely come together and fight for inclusion and fight for culture, because it's important. And I want to thank you for bringing us together and for sharing the different cultural aspects from our country. I've been watching some of the performances, very wonderful, and we are learning. So we learn a lot. We keep, when we share, we discover we are all one, and we have different unique abilities. So everyone is uniquely created, and inclusion is a right, and it's not a privilege. So yeah, that's our motto.
Beautiful message, Desire. Yeah, inclusion is a right. It's not a privilege. Indeed. I mean, it should be default. By default, inclusion needs to be there in every aspect, especially the arts. I want to also thank you for recording all these within the pandemic, the lockdown, and all the challenges you had. It's not easy, friends. It was something, you know, Desire worked very hard for with the artists, and want to thank all the artists and Desire once again and his team for doing this under these challenging circumstances. Thank you once again, Desire, and thank you, Debbie, for sticking around, and thanks to also Maureen. I know she dropped off. You know, let's tune in for the performance, and you know, tune in on the SciArtsRUs Facebook page or the YouTube channel, and you know, support the artists. Thank you so much, friends, for joining us. Thanks, Desire. Thank you, Debbie.
You're welcome.
See you later. Bye.